Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into the world of tennis with 10 fun facts that will absolutely surprise you. We're talking about the intricacies, the little-known oddities, the stuff they don't tell you about in tennis class. Or maybe they did, but you were too busy trying to hit the ball over the net to notice. That's right. We're talking about tennis trivia, and not just any trivia, the kind of trivia that makes you stop, scratch your head and say, wait, seriously? Get ready to impress your friends, or at least have something to talk about when the conversation goes stale, because we're about to serve up 10 fun facts about tennis that will absolutely blow your mind. Let's get started. Okay, imagine this. It's the 12th century, you're a French monk, and you're really, really bored. Like no internet, no Netflix, just chanting, and, well, that's about it. So you invent a game, you call it Jeu de Paume, which basically translates to Game of the Palm, and you play it with your bare hands. That's right. No fancy rackets, no high-tech shoes, just you, a ball, and the raw power of your hand-eye coordination. It's hard to imagine now with all the technology and equipment we have in modern tennis, but for centuries this is how the game was played. Crazy, right? Picture this. Wimbledon, the pinnacle of tennis, the most prestigious tournament in the world. But instead of the usual back and forth, the grueling rallies, the strategic play, you get an 11-hour marathon. In 2010, John Isner and Nicolas Mahut took to the court, and what followed was the stuff of legends. For 3 days, these two titans battled it out, pushing each other to the absolute limit. The final score, 6-4, 3-6, 6-7, 7-9, 7-6, 7-3, 70-68. That's right, 70-68 in the final set. Just let that sink in for a moment. We all know that tennis balls are bright, fluorescent yellow, right? It's iconic, it's part of the game. But what if I told you that wasn't always the case? Back in the day, tennis balls were white, plain and simple. But then something amazing happened. Television. As the sport grew in popularity and televised matches became the norm, those white balls just weren't cutting it. They were hard to see on screen, and viewers were missing out on the action. So what did they do? They went yellow, and the rest, as they say, is history. Okay, let's talk about love. Not the romantic kind, although tennis can be pretty exhilarating. No, we're talking about the word love in tennis, which, oddly enough, means zero. Where did this strange terminology come from? Well, the most widely accepted theory is that it comes from the French word le œuf, which means egg. Why an egg? Because a zero on the scoreboard looks an awful lot like an egg. It's a bit of a linguistic quirk, but hey, that's tennis for you. Tennis is a game of power, precision, and, let's face it, some serious speed. But nothing quite compares to the sheer velocity of a professional serve. These athletes are basically launching fuzzy green projectiles across the court at speeds that would make your head spin. And the fastest serve ever recorded, a mind-blowing 163.7 miles per hour, achieved by the one and only Sam Groth. That's faster than most cars on the highway. Wimbledon. The name alone conjures images of pristine grass courts, crisp white uniforms, and strawberries and cream. But what really sets Wimbledon apart from the other Grand Slam tournaments? It's the only one still played on grass, a surface that adds a whole other layer of challenge and tradition to the game. Think back to a time before tennis clubs were a thing. No, really, try to imagine it. Hard, right? Well, there was a time when tennis enthusiasts didn't have dedicated spaces to gather, play, and obsess over their shared passion. But then, in 1872, everything changed. In the charming town of Leamington Spa, England, the first tennis club was born. It was a momentous occasion, marking the beginning of a global phenomenon. Venus and Serena Williams are practically synonymous with tennis greatness. Individually, they've achieved legendary status, but together, they're an unstoppable force. These sisters have dominated the doubles circuit, racking up an incredible 14 Grand Slam titles together. Tennis rallies can be grueling, a test of endurance, strategy, and sheer willpower. But in the annals of tennis history, one rally stands above the rest. It took place in 1984 during a match between Vicki Nelson and Jean Heppner. For an astonishing 29 minutes, these two athletes battled it out, sending the ball back and forth a staggering 643 times. Can you imagine the stamina, the mental focus, the sheer determination it took to keep that rally going? We all know the game as tennis, simple and to the point. But what if I told you that it originally had a slightly more elaborate name, lawn tennis? It might sound a bit redundant now, but back in the day it was essential to distinguish this new exciting game from its older, more established cousin, real tennis. Yes, you heard that right, real tennis. And there you have it, 10 fun facts about tennis. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing content. See you next time. I hope you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of tennis trivia. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just discovering the sport, there's always something new and fascinating to learn. Until next time, keep your eye on the ball, your head in the game, and remember, it's not just about the score, it's about the stories we tell along the way. See you in the next video.